what's up everybody? So just wanted to come to you and give you kind of like an update of what's going on in my pedalboard world as of late. And so as you can see, this is not my standard rig that I'm using all the time in my videos and whatnot, but it's kind of what I'm working with now, and I kind of want to just get on here and explain what's going on and what I'm doing. So you might can see some of the stuff around the room. I'm not sure with the camera angle that I have, but I have twin boys on the way, and I've got about my wife's 31 weeks pregnant, be 32 maybe by the time of this video that comes out, and so we don't have that much longer. And I've recently had some cables on my looper go bad recently, and so I'm just lazy and honestly and don't really have the time to fix it right now, but I still wanted to have an effective rig that I could really like pretty much cover what I do on my normal pedalboard. And so this is what I've come up with. And to start the video just by saying I've tweaked what's going on here. I have kind of my setup is out of the guitar into my volume pedal, into the Pog, into the HX Stomp, and then out. And I'm actually running straight out of this into my interface. Generally I would run out of this into a DI box and then XLR out into our rack. But essentially what I've got going on here is I'm running David Hislop's ALL IN HX bundle pack, and then I'm running my presets on my Pog that I've set up. And I have this little dual switcher that I'm using to switch my gain staging, and I'll kind of show you just how I've got that running. So essentially I'm not going to go through like clean tone too much, because you know us worship leaders, we don't really use the clean tone that much. But this would be just my guitar with the amp that I'm running, which is, and then the IR, which is Hislop's AC30. And so PRS with the Fat Cat P90 in the neck, and then Lawler El Rayo in the bridge. And so this is no reverb, no delay, no drive or anything. So really good sounding amp. And I'm going to move it on to the, I'm going to turn this delay and the reverb off again. And this would just be like my first stage drive. So yeah, and here would be with like the single chord effect. So really good sounding as far as the drive and stuff goes. And here's even with the third stage, or I say third stage, this would be second stage drive. It's the third snapshot feature that you have on here. Here would be with the boost. So really good, really a good boost there. And David has done a very good job with kind of packing it all into one. Some of this stuff is a little excessive if you're coming into, say, playing some worship guitar and you don't really have a lot of stuff yet, and you just kind of want to throw yourself at it and get your feet wet, man, this HX Stomp will do a lot. And what I'm doing currently is I'm taking some of the stuff that he has made already, and I'm putting kind of setting it up how I want to utilize it, and then also making presets for songs each Sunday. And so I've kind of got like the delays that I want, the reverbs that I want, that kind of favor and match what I use on a day-to-day basis with my big pedal board. And so kind of the way I have this set up, if you've not watched my other rig rundown video with like my big setup, go and follow that link that you'll see up in the corner and go watch it real quick and then come back. But essentially I run pretty much the same settings all the time unless I'm using something of David Hislop's or even Jonathan Lee or Worship Tutorials or Guitar Force Glory. I use a lot of their stuff. But what I end up doing a lot of times to fit me, I kind of take it and make some changes and whatnot. But they have great stuff for starter packs and whatnot. And so I've taken his DH all-in-one setting, and I've kind of just set it up with how I use my pedal board. And so ultimately I have reverb, which is it's like a cloud type reverb. It's his first stage kind of reverb for the cloud setting. That mimics the big sky. And then I actually run on my board, I have 3 different cloud settings. So I have like a standard, just very low cloud setting, and then it has like a middle or a medium one, and then there's a big fat kind of very ethereal sounding one. And I just kind of am like, I don't really need all those for this. I'm trying to keep it simple and easy. And so what I've done is I've set up the cloud setting on this, so, and I'll just demonstrate that with a dotted 8 delay, or actually this setting is a dual delay, so you'll hear that. Let me turn the delay off first so you can hear just the reverb. So very, very good sounding. And then I actually have my foot switch 1 button set up to be my second cloud. So here would be my first, here would be my second. So it gives it a little bit more oomph, a little bit more dragged on. And I mainly use that if I'm going to be picking like behind the pastor. So here would be the difference. Here's with it off. Just very clean. So it sounds good still, but it gives it that little extra. So I really like kind of that setting for the cloud. And then, like I said, I'm running a dual delay on this one. So let me turn that back on and kind of show you what that sounds like without any reverb. And so it's kind of got that stereo ping-pong-y back and forth. And this is my We Praise You setup for that song. And so I'm going to turn that reverb back on. And so I would have my first stage cloud. Then I have access to my thicker cloud if I want it. And then this is, I'm using this for a vibrato. So I would use it for something like and so I kind of use a vibrato a lot of the times over a chorus, just because I kind of like the little spacey, like alien, ethereal sounding kind of like modulation to it. And so that's what I use. So second stage cloud, my vibrato, and then I have, this is actually a bank, I can bank down to my different settings. And so for instance, if I have, you may be able to see this, you may not, but so like if I'm playing 3 different songs, I can hit that button and it'll go to the next song. I hit the button, it goes to the next song. And then if I need to go back, I can obviously reach down and do all this, but I set that up to be able to do that. And then I actually didn't have a TRS cable, and so a TRS cable allows you to do some different things. You often hear TRS when it is referring to stereo because it gives you 2 different functions, or tip ring sleeve, I think is what it's called. is the official term for it. But I didn't have one, so I'm using a standard patch cable going out of my aux switch to this dual switcher. It's made by Mosky Audio. I don't know. I got it on Amazon for 20 bucks. And with a TRS cable, you can actually use both of these as your foot switch 4 and foot switch 5. I didn't have that, so I'm only using foot switch 5. And what I'm using this for, and the way David has it set up, is that you can cycle through your snapshots. So you have 3 snapshot modes. And the way he set them up is your gain staging. So if it's on snapshot 1, it's clean, there's no drive or anything. Hit 2, it kind of goes on to your first stage drive, kind of you're always on. And then 3 would be a boost. And this one is pretty good. Like it's fairly sensitive. It doesn't have the clicking that, like, say the POG or something would have clicking on, but it's very, very simple, works good. And so I'll kind of demonstrate how that would work right now. And again, this is my my We Praise You setting, and so I'm just going to go into like the intro of it, just so you can hear how good the tone is, and hear kind of the way the drive's set up, and even like me switching through some stuff and playing the vibrato. And so here would be the intro to it. Kick on my boost. I don't know what it's called. The octaves. If I wanted to click on my POG and kind of get that lead versus that, I could do that. I have a couple different settings, and I think the POG really comes through when using it. And so, like, here would be my mix setting for like something like Egypt. I could click on like a destroyer setting on here too. So a lot of ambience. You can do a lot. I have like a very high POG setting, so definitely gives that high octave. I have a low octave for some of those, like those sort of songs. And so yeah, that's kind of how I'm running it. Like, I have the POG if I need it for those extra lead boosts, but other than that, man, this pedal really just does a lot. This is for my, if anybody is wondering what this is a Whirlwind MyCommute PT, or push to talk, I think it's what it stands for. But I essentially run out of my MD mic into here, and then out of this into the rack, so we can have it as a channel. But if I want to talk to the band or the vocalist, I can hold that down and talk. And so it allows me to kind of mute my mic when I need to and open it up when I need to. And so, But I really, dude, the setup is working really great for me. I have another setting on here that I'll show you real quick that I kind of made up, and it's based off of a twin reverb amp that Hislop again has made, and I use it. It's actually, so when you buy these things, he has them for humbuckers and single coils, and so I really liked it for my single coil, my Fat Cat that I have in here. And so what I have different on it is I have different drives. So instead of like, I'm not going to detail what he uses in them because I think you should go and buy them and support him in his ministry to tell you what the drives are. But on his overdrives and what he uses for it, he uses a different pedal than what I have in here. So I wanted something that's kind of like that classic Fendery sound and really screams, and so I put a tube screamer in instead of what he uses. And then I have a fuzz in here as well. I'm trying to think, or actually on this one I don't have a fuzz. I have it just boosts the tube screamer, and then instead of a cloud reverb, or actually I have my first stage cloud reverb on here too, and it's in the background. And then this button is a spring reverb, so it makes it sound a little bit more natural. So here would be with just the cloud reverb, and then I'm actually using Hislop's ProSonic IR as well in here. So you have the I actually add the spring reverb just because I like it. Gives it that little and so I really like that setting. And then here would be like turning on my tube screamer. Chris Stapleton vibe to it, but I just wanted something that again had that Fendery sound, a little warmer, and then I can add the boost in if I honestly what I use it for more than anything is I joke around and play some John Mayer tunes for my warm-up. Yeah, I'm not going to get into all that, but I really like jamming him as well. And then the last setting that I have, and it's really more just for self-indulging and just for fun, is I have a fuzz setting. And so the way I have it set up is I have the spring, I have the spring reverb, and I think I have it, let me see what amp I have, I'm pretty sure, so I'm still using the twin amp, still using Hislop's ProSonic IRs, and I can really use it either can really use any of the pickups, but like my first I can use like the tube screamer again, and I really like the tube screamer on the single coil. And I have my second stage is my fuzz. So really cool fuzz, and he actually has a preset with the fuzz already in it. And I just took it out and put it and kind of made the preset that I want. But yeah, I really like kind of what he's done, and really like just kind of the different settings that he's compiled in here. And he gives you a ton of options. And so if you're really just looking for something to kind of dive into and kind of figure out your niche in worship guitar, this is a good start, man. If you have an HX Stomp, or you're just not looking to spend a ton of money but want to have something small, this pack's a big punch, especially with like a volume pedal and a double switcher. And I'll even post his video, because he definitely deserves the recognition for what he's done with this. And so that video will be linked up here as well, to kind of go see what all he's done with it, and obviously his equipment and his video, and everything is better than mine. But I'm trying to bring it to a personal level, a little bit more, and kind of help the people that are around me. And so anyways, if you have any questions, comment, like, subscribe, message me. I have my POG settings for sale, and you can message me about those. I have a main high octave that I use for pretty much everything, and then I have a really high octave, and then a mix setting. So it's like the Egypt setting that you can find, where it's kind of like a mix between a high and a low. I have an organ setting, and then that I really don't use that much, but it's fun to mess around with. And then I have a low setting. And so I pretty much have all you need there. They're cheap, for 5 to 6 presets, and it helps me out, helps my family out. And so, yeah, contact me if you have any questions about those. And again, like, subscribe. It helps me get the video out. That's pretty much it. Y'all have a blessed evening, day. It's evening for me here. Yeah. Awesome.